You can't slap your partner to death.
Yeah, everybody's got a gun in West Virginia.
He loves me. He only beats me when he's drinking. I know he's gonna get a job sooner or later.
Capture your world.
Oh, look. I looked. The
Ed
it looks like they won the lottery. China won the lottery with 34 gold.
Samsung Galaxy.
Don't you hate the Chinese now?
Than we do?
Oh, yeah, they win everything. They won
Okay,
73 medals in table tennis. What?
Did Israel get any yet?
No, they
No.
left their shoes.
I have no idea.
They left their shoes. Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah, last two.
They got all the medals. They took
All
them.
your gold are belong to
Hey, wait a minute. China gets
Samsung
all the
Gal-
medals, and that's where they make all the shoes. There's correlation there.
Galaxy S3 on T-Mobile super
Oh,
fast 4G.
so how many people we got here tonight? Do we got some peoples here tonight? How's our people count so far? We
It
have
sounds so wrong when you do
one.
that, Lauren.
21.
what?
It's like, I'm a half. I'm a quarter.
I'm just checking this out.
22.
So this 22?
Hmm?
It must be August. August. What is it? August 7th? Is that?
It's not. It's also Olympics.
Yeah. Did you know that they had a 55% increase from last Olympics watching?
Yes.
So now they have 1.5 people watching it. And you know what? That's surprising. They must not have counted. You don't all of a sudden have a 55% increase in viewership. What?
Did you hear? Did you hear that? How NBC is? Did you hear how NBC is getting lambasted for?
Oh, they're
for
Yeah,
horrible.
they deserve it.
Alleged coverage. Did you hear that one? And it's not funny. It's embarrassing. I mean, you know, over here we're on a 6-hour time delay. Okay, so they know what's going to happen. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Bob Costas was talking about Gabby Douglas winning the gold and the American Dream, the flying squirrel, and he said she's a symbol for African American women everywhere, and there's thousands of African American girls who are looking to do just what she did. And they broke to a commercial. I swear to God, they broke to a commercial
I know this.
of a monkey doing trapeze stuff.
Yeah.
No.
Is that unbelievable? Yes, they did. That's not a joke. That's what.
It is not a joke. It's absolutely true.
Not a joke.
I hope somebody fired them. Oh my
No,
God.
why you don't
It's not
always
his
look
fault.
to
He
fire
just said
people?
what was on his mind,
Somebody
but
should
they
at least
knew.
be disciplined, but fired.
Yeah.
You always want everybody fired. You should have heard the whole story about Orchid because of her key on the 42nd floor didn't work. You know, everybody knows in these hotels these keys they give you, these little card things, don't work.
Oh, they're terrible. Yeah.
Yeah, they
I
always
get-
stop working.
I
But
always get offline and
she
get
went down the
deleted.
elevator all mad, yelling and screaming. It was like,
No, no,
Oh,
no,
God.
Really? No, I can't
Yeah,
picture
yeah.
Orchid yelling and screaming.
oh sure, it's in the
I was
it's in the
full
paper.
bitch mode. I was
They said
in
it's
full bitch
amazing.
I'd like to see that.
I
They
told,
said,
I
wow.
told my husband to stand back and watch.
YouTube that.
Yeah,
Oh,
you know,
I'm
yeah, it's in the
disappointed.
Toronto paper. There's a big thing.
Hey,
It
you
says,
know
"Oh
what?
my God, Halloween came early this year."
They knew how low it was worse.
my
I mean, you didn't hear
God.
the whole story, and they ended up giving us money credit.
A room
on
for
the
bitch
free.
from
Oh
the US,
wow, the
Marley
bit.
said.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
bitch.
You
The
could
bitch hit the wall. Yes.
Oh,
I know.
those
I hit the wall.
Americans were just so crass.
Yeah.
Oh no,
But the-
I
but-
wasn't
but-
crass.
But
I cried. That worked better.
No, you change your story
Because of a
here and
key
there
card?
and everything else. You went down. You caused a lot of trouble. The
Crying
people
is
said, "Oh
great.
my God, look at that. She's so upset. Look, the chocolate mint was only on one of the pillows." Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hear the
Prepaid
hotel.
for an
the
expensive
hotel.
room. They're not going to let me in the room. I want them to fix it.
They figure the story.
That's all I
is
get
that,
from them is the frickin'
Yeah.
room, right? That's the business they're in. If they're not
You know that
delivering
story
it-
about the 75-year-old woman, right? Goes to rent the room. I told that joke last week, right?
I
Don't you
wasn't
all
here
remember
last
it? All right, I'll tell it just for you, all right?
Okay.
All right, 75-year-old woman goes to the hotel you were at, and rents a room. And at the end, because of her birthday, she just wants something nice. So she goes down in the morning to check out, and the clerk hands her a bill for $500. She goes, $500? I mean, this is a nice room, but I mean, all it was is a room. I slept in it. $500 seems a bit absurd. He goes, ma'am, you know, that room came with breakfast. She said, but I didn't have breakfast. He said, but you could have. So then he calls over the manager. You did hear this. All right, then I don't have to tell it anymore. Anybody else want to hear the fucking thing? I hate when people
I
say
do. I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it. I didn't
Especially
hear
when you're
it.
halfway through it. Oh, yeah, I heard it.
Yeah, right. Don't you like that? Yeah.
You could have been polite and shut up, let him tell the joke, you know? But no.
Sorry. No,
So-
I'm sorry. I was residual binge mode. What can I say?
So, so the manager comes over, and he knows right away what's going on. He says, ma'am, I understand that you're a bit upset, but you do know that when you stay in the hotel, we have a fabulous Olympic pool you could have used. She said, but I didn't. He said, but you could have. And he goes through all the various amenities that they have and various things and explains all the things. And, of course, eventually she's exhausted, and she just pulls out a checkbook and writes a check and hands it to him. And he looks at the check. He says, ma'am, this check is for $200. The room is $500. She said, yeah, I know, but I charged you $300 for sleeping with me. He said, but I didn't. She said, but you could have. That's the joke. All right, guys, welcome to another show of Lauren and friends and people that are upset with their room key. I wish I had an idea what we were doing on the show, but I have to tell you, have you ever noticed these commercials on TV? You know, everybody, they're eating Kit Kats, they're having other candies and cookies and crackers, and they're all thin. Why don't they just have a whole bunch of really heavy-set people hanging around eating this shit going, this is great, and I don't give a crap what I look like. Why don't they start doing that? They've got to stop showing these nice, thin people as if any of those people eat that stuff, right? Hey, Pearlie, how are you? Yeah. Yep. So that's the show, and thank you so much for coming. It was a lot of fun.
Yay.
So here's some things. Explorer, can you hear us now, or you can maybe? I don't know. Can you hear or not? So this all came up earlier because we were going through. Now, let's say those of you who are not Jewish may not recognize these words. We'll find out who can. Let's see. Does anybody know what balabosta is? Or balabusta?
Balabusta.
Balabusta. Do you know what balabusta is?
No.
What? No, well, that is a good homemaker, a woman who's in charge of her home and will make sure you remember it. A boss, just like Magic said. Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
I found
Everybody
out
knows what bupkis is, right?
Nothing.
Right. Yeah. But do you know what gornish is?
Finished.
All right. Well, if you know what bupkis is related to a Polish word for beans. It really means goat droppings or horse droppings. It's used by American Jews for trivial, worthless. It's just bupkis. Now, gornish is more polite than bupkis. It's used in a phrase like, it's shit, I don't know, but that's it. Hey, Layla, how are you? All right. We'll see if some of these words you know or not. Because we were going through this before, okay? Yeah, yeah. You know what Michigan is, right? That's a state right next to Ohio. Michigan. Yeah, we figured out it was Miss Sugar Mom. Michigama. Just like whatchamacallit is, what did your ma call it? Michigama is Miss Sugar Mom. Right?
Wait,
all right, this
is it
what?
sugar? Isn't it an...
Oh, you're going to get technical here, okay?
No.
All right. You're going to get technical? Because you don't want to be a schmutz, do you?
I could do schmutz.
Shalil. Shlamago.
So, wait. For those of you who just showed up, this comes to us from Explorer. Not from Explorer. From Orchid. I have made an error. I could tell a joke from you, Explorer, but I'm not. What came up earlier was started with Haley reminding us that the Israeli runner apparently was not able to compete properly because his shoes were stolen. All right? To which our dear Orchid chimed in. What did you say, Orchid?
What Jew travels with one pair of shoes?
What shoe or one Jew?
What
Did you say shoe or chew? Yeah, what Jew travels with just one pair of shoes? What runner carries with just a pair of sneakers from Israel, you know?
Yeah.
I think there's something else going on here. We're going to find out later that he was with the Mossad, and a bunch of people are now missing from one of the other teams. Yeah. Yeah, so, yeah. How many of you have a Twitter account?
Yeah.
I mean, how many of you know how to actually search for something on Twitter? I still don't know. Somebody says a hashtag. I don't know what a hashtag is. Is that something that's right next to a
Pound
marijuana
sign.
bowl?
The pound sign.
Oh, it's a pound sign. Oh, a
Yep,
hashtag.
hit the pound sign,
Okay. And then what do? You just hashtag and you put a name, and if it doesn't exist,
Just
you
type
put
something in, and if it comes up or close, it'll give it to you.
Oh, it will?
No space after the hashtag.
So
Just
hashtag,
like
and then you just type
hashtag
something.
what the shit, and then whatever comes up.
Yeah, okay. That's at above is. What is all that? Okay. So what's going on in? There, Explorer Island. There, you got an Explorer Island.
Oh,
we
yeah.
usually do a show here, and by the way, in less than 1 hour, Eva Moon. Oh, Sinov, how are you, sweetie? I didn't see you back there. Eva Moon will be performing, and Leilu is here. Leilu is working on an incredibly difficult and quite lengthy book in First Life. That's why we haven't seen her. Yep. So the hash is the hash. So if you use that, and you have, how about if you type hash after you type a hashtag? What do you get if you type SHASH?
Try it and see.
I don't know how to do it. I mean, that's good. You try it.
Actually, you don't need to. You don't actually need a hashtag. Hashtag is sort of like to make sure everybody's using the same term, but you can actually do search on a term without a hashtag.
Well, you just type it, but then you're sending out a message if you do a search.
Oh, there's
right?
two windows. One of them.
Not if
type
you're doing a
message.
search, no.
There's a second one for a search.
Oh, I don't know where that is. Okay. Well, that's all way too confusing for me. I mean, I'm a blonde. What do you expect from me anyhow? Oh, look. Yeah, Hippo Technology. All right, they finally got the messages out. Google Plus. How many of you still use Google Plus? Anybody?
Oh, I do.
How many of you still have your Google Lively account? How many of you still have Blue Mars?
I was in those places once.
Yeah, I know. Do you remember when we opened an account with anything that decided it was going to be in business? Yeah. We just, all right, got to be in that, and be in that, be in that. We got to get our name. So now all of us have our names spread throughout the universe, and none of us really exist. I use Dirty Rockhounds. What's Dirty Rockhounds? God. I don't even want to know. Forget it. Don't even tell me. How many people? Oh, well, Tindalia, you were pregnant here in Second Life. Anybody else in this room ever been pregnant in a Second Life? Besides me?
Marley and I were pregnant for Halloween.
For just one day? Wow.
Yeah.
What was that, your most
Overachievers.
moment?
The record.
How about you, Pearlie? You ever been pregnant?
No, no thanks.
No? No? No thanks? What, you just want to...
that idea.
Yeah? And I think Second Life would be cool if they'd, way back when people were getting pregnant, like all the girls had to, automatically take birth control in Second Life. They couldn't get pregnant, right? You had a fake
Like China.
Yeah. Has anyone gone through menopause here in Second Life? Yeah. Yeah. That's between partners. I'm in menopause.
Menopause.
Oh, I was afraid I'd get pregnant here when I first started. Can you have a fake pregnancy on Second Life? That's a good question. Yeah. I just love all the gals who were deleting their babies. Yeah. And then thinking they were going to have a first life marriage and children. How many people here have children in First Life? How many of you haven't seen them in months? Yeah. Anyhow, let's go on and see what we're doing with the show and have some fun. We're going to bring some people up in a minute. So, I went to a club the other night. Yeah, here in Second Life. I won't say who, but she brought me to a ghetto club, all right? Yeah, ghetto club. And the ghetto clubs in Second Life are kind of fun because these people are all black, but if you read their profile, you know, they're white people trying to make believe they're black, you know? When they start with ghetto talk like, hey, man, I'm exuberant. Yeah. And then the decision at these places, which Marley brought up to me, was kind of interesting in that, you know, you in order to properly get asked out, you got to wear some really, like, everything's got to be showing, you know? Right. Yeah. Being vajazzled is wearing too much.
Bejazzled.
Yeah, all your butt. Yeah, exactly. And you got to make your butt bigger, too. But we went there, hip-hop music, it was really loud. And so I remember I went to a club one time. I don't know if, you know, way back when. I went to a club, you know, with a friend of mine. We went to a strip club, actually, 2 girlfriends and myself, the 3 of us. The 3 of us girls went there, and it was in Voice. And they both got thrown out, and I didn't. I thought that was pretty amazing. You got to wonder what the hell's going on in Second Life. Yeah. I like to press decline, discard, and delete. Isn't that those are the three D words you have to know in Second Life?
3D,
I decline, I discard, and I delete. All right. Sounds like a dating mantra, you know? Decline, discard, delete. Or if you're really in the mood, you could have take, accept, and
Dr.
res.
Fran.
Take, accept, and res.
Hey.
Yeah.
Oh, I resemble that remark.
You resemble that.
You said you do that.
Yeah. I logged on the other day. I had 24 new friends. Yeah. Linden Labs or something else. Do you remember way back when everybody was trying to sleep with a Linden? Now we don't want to even be seen with one. Times change. Hey, Charlize, how are you? How are you in the Second Life cheerleading squad? Best cheerleading squad in Second Life. Yeah. I like to slum around with them. Yeah. Hey, Quicksilver. I'll tell you, that's what a time. What a time in Second Life, yeah. So I went to hunt to see what was happening. It was a furry hunt. Anybody ever been on a furry hunt?
A furry hunt.
No,
Yeah.
never heard of it.
It's
I have
real.
a different definition of it, but
Yeah.
that's okay.
Yeah, well, you've been on the hare hunt, right? You've been to the hare hunt, and there's been the vintage hunt, the furry hunt. All they have are human skins. No, that's terrible. No, I didn't say that. No.
You did.
Yeah. I found this place that sells robots. They'll have sex with you whether you're human or furry. I thought that was pretty nice, you know. That'd be great. So, yep.
Lauren, tell us about whatever that is behind you, behind your sign.
Oh, I had forgotten about this. All right, this is the hottest thing going. Okay, rookiemag.com. All right, this girl, and this is especially for you, Haley. You'll like this. She is 16 or about 17. She has now created this magazine with you can go to the site. There are so many things. If you're into being a girl, okay, CatBoy, you can go to this site.
Yeah, all right, I'm listening.
Yeah, and check it out, rookiemag.com. This is the next big thing on the net, and she is, if you're into fashion, if you're just into some photos, go take a look at all the stuff. If you look at I think oh God, it's hard for me to move here, but I'll see. I think that they have, does this thing show at the top? No, it doesn't. But if you go to this website, now the thing in the behind me is one of the people, you know, they put their pictures up there. I thought this was a pretty cool picture, don't you think? Yeah. I remember living there. I remember being happy when I left. You remember that? Right. The porcelain sink, there was one part that was white, the rest was rust dripping. So anyhow, that's really good. So give that a shot. Go there and take a look at it, right? Yeah, but Haley, you'll really like it,
Looks
all
like
right?
Detroit.
It does.
Oh,
Downtown
there's too many
Detroit.
trees. There's too
Yeah.
many trees for downtown
That's
Detroit.
not trees, it's just weeds they haven't cut, that's all.
I had this
Yeah.
guy one time in Second Life. He said to me, "Why are you a girl?" So I hit the attach all and replied, "Because I have a vagina." Then I asked him to show me if he was really a man. That's so bad. No, 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 no. Yeah, all the viewers have issues. Remember the first viewer 2? If you rezzed in a different viewer, you came into viewer 2, and you looked like you were somebody from Star Wars. You look like you had just gotten back from
My
Jabba the
shoes
Hutt's
are in
place.
the back of my butt
God,
again.
yeah,
Right.
Cantina music playing in the background.
Marley was on the other day. She was wearing 15 years at the same time. Nobody knows why. Yeah. Wouldn't it be great if you're like in charge of Linden Labs for a day or something like, you know, Queen for a day, King of Linden Labs for a day? What fun you could have, you know, changing the names in the partner area to completely different avatars.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be great? How about just changing the attachment areas so when somebody put on their little thingamajiggy, it just went somewhere else? Yeah. Or have somebody res pregnant on a Sunday morning, unknown to them.
Yeah. Where were you last night?
Yeah.
Hi,
Somebody
everybody.
Hello, how are you, Eva?
I am good.
Yeah. Good. You're up here in 45 minutes, which will be a lot of fun. And you can tell a joke if you want. We got 3 comedians who are going to get up in a moment to do things, just in a moment. And I'm glad you're here. And I saw your picture. That was great. She has a new profile pic. Mm-hmm.
I have a whole bunch of new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I had an amazing adventure on Sunday. Did you see it on my Facebook
Oh, tell
page?
us. I didn't get to read the whole thing yet.
I went skydiving.
Cool.
Wow. All you got to do is get your boobs done and you go skydiving. And boy,
Yeah, I jumped
I
out
thought
of
you
a
would have gone
perfectly
for
good.
deep sea fishing, but
I jumped out of a perfectly good airplane at 13,000.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with people who jump out of.
wow, were you scared?
No, I wasn't scared at all. There's something wrong with me, I think.
Meds
Did
work.
you jump? Did you jump out on by yourself, or was somebody holding on to you to help you do it?
It was tandem.
Tandem. Yeah.
But we were in free fall for a full 60 seconds.
Wow.
Which was amazing. Yeah, and you know, I mean, you're like falling at 130 miles an hour, and you don't really feel like you're falling. I mean, you know that you're falling, but
Is it like a sim de-rezzing at 3,000 feet?
wasn't counting on bouncing when I hit the bottom.
Whoa.
Okay, give me a few. I gotta get my notices and stuff
All right,
set
get
up.
your
I'm
notices
gonna go
together.
off.
And
I'm
right
gonna go
now
off
we're gonna bring up. Is Poe here in the place? Poe has something they want to read.
Yep.
All right, come on up here and
Lord,
let's do. Yeah, I know who it is. I know
I
who
just
you
do
are.
it
You're
from here.
Poe, but you read Poe's man or whatever, and it's Mordecai. All right, come on, Maud's lady. But why don't you come up as Poe? Oh, Poe's gent, right? Maud's lady. All right, there you go.
Can I just
keep
do it from
forgetting
here?
that. Oh, you want to do it from there? Okay, go ahead and do it. Now this it may or may not be funny, and it's a first. So let's welcome Maud to this whole thing. There you go. Go ahead.
Bear with me. This is a new Bluetooth headset. I don't know how well it's going to work. Okay, this is called a joke or a well-done injury report. I found this on the internet a while back, and it goes like this. Occupation, bricklayer. Time, 6 p.m. What happened? I was working alone on the roof of a new 6-story building. When I completed my work, I found I had some bricks left over, which later found to weigh approximately 240 pounds. Rather than carry the bricks down by hand, I decided to lower them in a barrel by using a pulley which was attached by the side of the building at the 6th floor. Securing the rope at the ground level, I went up to the roof, swung the barrel out, and loaded the bricks into it. Then I went down and untied the rope, holding it tightly to ensure a slow descent of the 240 pounds of bricks. You will note on the accident reporting form that my weight is approximately 135 pounds.
What?
Due to my surprise at being jerked off the ground so suddenly, I lost my presence of mind and forgot to let go of the rope. Needless to say, I proceeded at a rapid rate up the side of the building. In the vicinity of the third floor, I met the barrel, which was now proceeding downward at an exceedingly impressive speed. This explains the fractured skull, minor abrasions, and broken collarbone as listed in Section 3 of the accident reporting form. Slowed only slightly, I continued my rapid ascent, not stopping until the fingers of my right hand were 2 knuckles deep into the pulley, which I had mentioned in paragraph 2. Fortunately, by this time I had regained my presence of mind and was able to hold tightly to the rope in spite of the excruciating pain I was now beginning to experience. At approximately the same time, however, the barrel of bricks hit the ground and the bottom fell out.
This is what would happen.
Now, devoid of the weight of the bricks, the barrel weighed approximately 50 pounds. I further again to my weight. As you might imagine, I began a rapid descent down the side of the building. And in the vicinity of the third floor, I met the barrel. This accounts for the 2 fractured ankles, broken tooth, and several lacerations of my legs and lower body.
It sounds like you're reading the biography of Wile E. Coyote.
Here my luck began to change slightly. The encounter with the barrel seemed slowing enough to lessen my injuries when I fell into a pile of bricks on the ground. And I only fractured 3 vertebrae. I'm sorry to report, however, as I lay on the pile of bricks in pain, unable to move, and watching the empty barrel dangling 6 stories above me, I again lost my composure and presence of mind and let go of the rope. This completes this section. This completes this injury report. Thank you.
All right, there you go. All right, bravo, first time out, and that was good. There you go. Yeah, let's give it up. Let's give an applause.
All right.
All right.
Yeah. So, yeah. I gotta wonder, you know, if the Lindens are using
Thank you
your
very much,
avatars.
everybody.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I was just reading. I'm going to practice a little more and see if I can get that better.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. By the way, we only have 2 more people coming up, so if one of you want to do something, you have to let me know, and so I can ignore your I am, all right? So, anyhow. Yeah.
Yeah, it's me.
Yeah. I knew something was up, you know, back a few years ago when I was in Second Life and I came in and I found a slightly stained blue dress in my inventory. No, I didn't say that, no.
Yes, you did.
Yeah. So, yeah. I had a guy come up to me once and ask if I was the last man on Earth, would you go out with me? So I turned on voice and said, and if I was the last girl?
You evil.
Yeah. Can you imagine if we had like a social algorithm here in Second Life, so when you logged on, you only had 5 friends on your list, you didn't know who they were, and you had to get to know them before you could get some new friends?
Be something sort of like that. There was a merit system in the early days.
Yeah, wouldn't that be something? Right. Do you remember we used to be able to vote for people for 50 lindens? You could give them different whatever. And they just took our money.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I think they call it capitalism.
You mean like tier prices? Yes.
Yeah, remember that? That was great, yeah. God, how many ever tried eHarmony in First Life? Anybody ever go look at that site or anything? Yeah. I always find it interesting because they always say you'll find your soulmate. I mean, I have a friend of mine who filled out everything to find her soulmate. They matched her up with this guy who fit every description she'd ever filled in. And after a week, she told me she was unhappy, and I said, why? She said she realized she hadn't asked for enough. So that goes what happens with your soulmate shit.
I think they're really very conservative people.
Yeah. I think if you go out with somebody, if any of you girls do eHarmony and you go out with a guy, or Match.com, I think you should have him patted down, make sure he's not carrying guns.
Especially on Christian Mingle, right?
Yeah, right.
Oh,
Christian
I
Mingle.
tried that one.
Christian Mingle.
Listen,
You
I know
can
we're
get
just
laid in
dating, but
Midwest.
can we try the rhythm method just to see if we both have it down right? Oh yeah. How about Second Life just voice connected you to people you didn't know? Or accidentally connected you, somebody could listen to your conversation and you didn't know it. I mean, all this stuff could happen, right? What? I ran into somebody I knew was from Second Life. Yeah, I ran into somebody I knew was from Second Life. I was in this fabric shop here called Hanover Fabrics. This woman comes up and asks the woman, she says, how many textures does this come in? And there's a copy. Oh, yeah. You want to have some fun next time you're out trying to dress on? Just stick your arms out and stand like you're in appearance. Does anybody know? Does God delete anything? I mean, what kind of inventory does God have, right? You got to ask yourself that question. All right, this tree is never going to work. I'll delete it.
It's a linden tree.
You know, we run around humans worrying about animals and trees that might go extinct. And what we don't know is that probably God is sitting there going, okay, we're going to take that animal out. We don't need that anymore. And we're trying to save it. God's going, I hate these fucking humans.
I can't let me clear
trying
out
to
my
delete it. It keeps
inventory.
coming back. What is this, Second Life?
Auto return. What the hell is this?
Yeah. Look at that human. What a griefer. Yeah, look at that. Whole bunch of them. What are they in? The Sierra Club. I can't stand them. Trying to burn that forest down, those son of a bitches. Look, I put all those extra whales, and now they're trying to save them. God, I res too many. They're trying to save them. Look, I got plenty of prim room in the sea. All right, next up, right here, let's bring up. I don't know who came first or last time. This is a choice between CatBoy and Doc Grun. So we'll take a shot on what? Somebody else say out a name. First name I heard here. CatBoy or Doc Grun? Somebody call out a name, quick.
Doc.
Doc, all right, Doc, you got a name out there. CatBoy, you can delete Haley and take all our acres away.
I have
CatBoy has no acres.
No acres, and Doc does.
All right. Get up here. I am stuck in an animation, so give me a second here.
Yeah, it's called Second Life.
Oh, Second Life, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's just a bad dream. Okay. All right. What's going on this week, folks? We have cable out here because everybody knows I live out in the country, and do
we know that?
We do, yeah, we do. I took the plunge this week, and I finally went to Wi-Fi. Okay, my wife's been saying she wanted Wi-Fi. She got this new iPad. She wants to do shit on the porch and all that stuff. Okay, fine. I did have free Wi-Fi for a while, but then our neighbor moved, and no more. You might know him. His name was Linksys. Anybody know Linksys?
Linksys, yeah, well, great guy, right?
Great guy, okay.
Yeah.
But I figured
From the Galapagos, right?
From the Galapagos, yes. He lost his shoes. You won't believe it. I figured this is the 21st century. I don't want to wait 2 minutes for SL to crash. I want to be disappointed right now. Okay, so we went to Wi-Fi, and I went out and I bought all the stuff. You know, I got it all hooked up, and it doesn't work. So I'm spending the whole week.
You got your wish.
I got my wish. Yeah, it's like, did Linden Labs sell me this stuff? It's great. Okay, so I'm on the phone all week with tech support, right? And those guys do not like me. Okay, and you know, have you ever noticed whenever you're talking to tech support?
Accent.
It must be it. It must be it. They don't even attempt to hide their contempt. Okay, I'm talking to this guy, and he's like, "Okay, you're obviously not getting any of this. I'm trying to find words you can understand. Is there anybody else there we can talk to, sir? Well, just my nephew. How old is he? 12. Put him on." Okay.
Good enough.
So, like, and they've got all this jargon that they use. You know, I guess I'm supposed to know all this shit before I called them. You know, you got your TCP, USB, PCB, LMNOP, right? All right. Okay, so I figured out I have to refraggle my Jagelhauser. Okay, I get it. Okay. No, I fucking don't get it. Okay. He's trying to get me to reboot something. I got two rocks striking together, trying to get a fucking spark here. I got no idea what's going on, right? We're going in circles. It's like Abbott and Costello. Who's your server? Who's my server? Yes, exactly. Exactly what? No. What's your browser? I don't know. Third base. How the hell do I know? I have no idea what I'm talking about. So I finally I'm frustrated. I'm like, do you even know what you're talking about? He says, I did it before you called, sir. I talked to this one guy for 45 minutes, right? And then finally I asked him, I was like, how much is this costing me? He said $2.50 a minute. I'm like, okay, so what are you wearing? If I'm going to pay this fucking much, I want to get my money's worth, okay? So finally he recommended I buy this book, you know, the Idiot's Guide to Wi-Fi, right? He said, now write the title down. You might forget it. I'm like, well, yeah, if I'm an idiot, I might. Okay. So I wrote it down, you know, and I went to the bookstore, right? So I get down to Barnes & Noble, one of the few existing bookstores that are actually bookstores left in the world, right? And I went over to the computer section, and I'm looking all over for this book, right? I couldn't find it. So I have to ask the clerk to show me where the idiot section is. That's a real watershed moment in my life, I tell you, right? And you know, there's a whole section just for idiots. I felt like I was right at home, you know? They got us all segregated from the rest of the customers, all herded into one section, so we won't upset the rest of the customers with our special needs, okay? But there's a problem, okay? I get there, right? And they're right. There's one side is all this stuff for idiots, right? But on the other side is stuff for dummies. Now I'm having a personality conflict, right? Am I an idiot or a dummy? I don't know. You guys got a test I can take or something? Who was right? My third grade teacher or my high school coach? Maybe a little bit of both. Maybe I'm bi. How the hell do I know? Everyone says ignorance is bliss. Not if you're aware of it, right? So I bought the Idiot's Guide, right? I tried reading it, a couple of pages. It didn't make a whole lot of sense. Let me tell you something. You think it's embarrassing buying the Idiot's Guide? Try taking it back, right? I'm standing in line, and I go up to the counter, and the clerk looks at me, and I said, I want to return this book. He looked at me, and he goes, what, are you an idiot? I wish. Maybe I might understand this stuff. It's all Greek to me.
Doc.
We have Greek
Doc.
for idiots, too. Yes.
Doc, let me just explain how you do that, okay? If you ever have to do that, what you do is you give the book back. You give the book to a handicapped guy and have him take it in the store because nobody's ever going to say crap to that guy. Like seriously, nobody's going to look at me and go, "What are you, an idiot?" No, handicap.
I'll have to think about that. Next time I'll drag one leg and drool. Okay, maybe that'll
we
help.
gotta bring
Okay.
Gio with us next time. We gotta do that.
So I'm technologically challenged, right? And again, I live in the country and I got bad cell phone service, right? My wife and I have the same cell phone. We got the same phone. So tell me why I can be standing right next to me and she's got 4 bars, I got no signal, right?
Are you standing next to yourself, first of all? I don't know if that's a dummy or an idiot
What
question.
happened between here and here to go off the map suddenly, right? Now I got the nationwide plan, you know, the family plan, the nationwide plan, the one that works anywhere in the nation except where I happen to be standing at that particular time, right?
Everywhere except where I am.
Yeah, right. So my wife gets upset. She's like, "Can't you call me from your car?" "I cannot call you from my car. I cannot call you from afar. I cannot call you from a tree. I cannot call you after 3. She's like, call me from the plane. "I cannot call you from the plane. Not from a train, not in the rain, not in the fog, not digital, not analog. I cannot call you far or near." She said my phone would work right here. It's on the map. It's in the zone. I'm tired of this fucking phone, okay? So I get pissed off, right? I call the phone company, right? And they always say the same thing. "Oh, you must not be near a tower, sir." So I said, "Okay, where are the towers? Do I have to be standing under one for it to work?" "Well, we really don't know where the towers are, sir. You just have to know where to find them." Okay, all right. I'll just drive to a fucking tower so I can talk on my cell phone, right? And then the rep says, "Well, I sent you a digital signal, sir. You just have to know how to find it." And then the guy looks at me and he looks at my account and he goes, "Well, I noticed you haven't paid your bill, sir." And I said, "Well, I sent it to you digitally. I guess you have to know how to find it, okay?" That didn't go over too well, right? Now, before cell phones, remember before cell phones, they had those calling card things, you know? And you'd have John Lithgow come on the TV all the time. It's like, "Dial 10-10-321." And then everybody else started having him, right? So everybody else started having him. So then he'd come back on, he goes, "Dial 10-10-321-321-110, then 1-800, then the number. It's that simple." I'm glad we have cell phones now, okay? Now, because we have Wi-Fi, right? I'm up a lot later now because I'm watching the Olympics and I'm in here doing my thing. You know, I got trouble getting up in the morning. I've slept right through the alarm clock. I get up very early, so I had an idea for this new alarm clock. Okay, and I'm gonna probably start selling it right alongside my Blockies franchise. Right? I call it the Dr. Phil alarm clock. Okay. With a voice like that, you can't possibly sleep in. At 5 o'clock, click, "You need to wake up. You need to wake up. You need to wake up. You need to wake up." All right, and then, if you hit the snooze button more than twice, it comes on and says, "What are you thinking? I mean, what in the Jiminy Jack jumped up Christmas miracle are you thinking? Did I suddenly miss a turn off to Crazy Town here? What are you thinking?" Thank you, folks. Have a good night and enjoy your Wi-Fi.
Bravo! Way to go!
Whoa, that's great.
Isn't Doc just incredible? I'll tell you, we have some great comedy here. Yeah, that was fabulous, Doc. Great routine. Love the whole thing, yeah. I like that John Lithgow. Yeah, all you got to do is dial 10-111-306-800 and the number.
What are you thinking?
Yeah. And I certainly like the alarm clock, the waking up.
Hey, Lauren.
You need to get up. You need to get up.
I have.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on, everybody. Yeah, go on,
Doc
Eva.
was saying it made me think of something I'd like to share with you. He's talking about his finally getting Wi-Fi, And I know that most of you probably have, or I assume that most of you have Wi-Fi. We've had Wi-Fi for a long time, and what I always
Most of
find
us have
interesting,
internet too.
what I find kind of interesting is that when you go to log on, you can see the names of all of your neighbors' networks.
Yes, isn't that wild?
And there's a great list I found of, you can name your network anything you want. So people have named. There's a list of really awesome Wi-Fi network names, so you can like really tweak your neighbors, so that when they see your network when they log on.
I miss my neighbor. Like, Link says he's such a nice guy.
Or like this list includes things like. For a locked one, no free Wi-Fi for you. That's the name of somebody's.
No Wi-Fi for you. Wi-Fi.
There's another one.
No Wi-Fi for you.
No Wi-Fi for you. There's another one called. There's one that says, that's named "We Can Hear You Having Sex."
There you go.
And another one, Caitlin, stop using our internet. And here's a Wi-Fi network called "The Fat Man on the 7th Floor is a Douche."
The what?
The Fat Man on the 7th Floor is a douche. And there's another Wi-Fi network called "Stop Letting Your Dog Shit in My Yard." Let's see. Oh yeah, FBI surveillance van.
I like that one.
That's a great one.
Vicious Evil Network of Mayhem. Yeah, stop your fucking dog barking. There's one listed here called Vaginal Carnage. I'm sure I wouldn't use that one.
No, that's not good.
No.
It's your mother.
I feel so unimaginative now. My Wi-Fi network is just called Eva's Wi-Fi.
Is that what yours is called?
But I'm gonna have to think of something a lot more. Unsafe.
Is that right?
Wow. Unsafe.
Yeah, Virus Paradise.
So funny.
Mine is called Apple Seeds. Oh, anyhow, that's good. Anybody else have a good name for theirs? Anyone else here? Yeah. All right.
Yeah, mine's like that.
No, but I'm thinking of changing mine.
I'm gonna change mine now that I knew that. That's funny.
Yeah, but the problem is if you change yours, Haley, then you got to remember your password, and you don't know your password, so then you're totally screwed. Who?
Mine's scotch taped on the bottom.
Mine's 23.
Is that a fan going, or is that I think I hear a fan going on somewhere.
Something.
How about Pandora's box?
I got an ocean.
Well, hold on, see.
It's Mordecai.
Oh, that's Poe.
Yeah.
Poe's
Yeah, if you
jet.
hold your router up to your ear, you can hear the ocean.
Right. I remember, you know, with those old routers. You remember the 1200 baud?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to the 90s.
There's plenty of escorts tell me that the only way their guys can get it up is to hear that sound first.
I remember the 300 baud modems.
Do you remember the 300 baud modem?
That tells you how old I am.
Yeah. I used to think a comma was like, wow. She used up her comma. Oh, wow. You used to love that song? Yeah, it meant you were connected. Wasn't it a cool sound? Actually, for every one of us, that was the sound that we were then leaving our little neighborhood and what have you. Who am I feeding through here?
Mordecai,
I think it's... Yeah, it's Mordecai. All right, I'm going to have to turn them off.
Turn down my volume.
Yeah. Is that right?
It is. Oh.
Well, I guess their weeds really are out of control.
It says New York.
Is that better?
It's right next to the Chrysler plant. Actually, no, it's not any better. Yeah, big echo going there.
Well, there you go. This is a very cool site. You guys have to go look. Yeah. So there,
Don't forget
there you are.
CatBoy. CatBoy.
I haven't forgotten CatBoy. Why? I was just about to call CatBoy. Every week somebody says, "Don't forget CatBoy." Are we forgetting CatBoy? We haven't forgotten CatBoy.
No, we never forget.
We would never.
Come on, CatBoy, get up here because you don't want to be forgotten. Come on. I have a little list here. The only thing I was about to get was this background, which Orchid
You
reminded
may
me.
want to turn your Vox
All
off.
that pink hair, are you kidding?
All right.
Oh God, yeah. You go with the background.
Okay, I'm ready to roll.
Good. Go ahead.
All right. We were talking about those dating sites earlier. It just reminded me. I tried pulling a bit of a stunt a while ago. I saw Christian Mingle. It was being advertised on CNN, and I thought that I could set up a like a gay account just to throw them off because it's a Christian website. Maybe they'll get all pissy about it. Well, they were one step ahead of me. I tried, and it automatically got shunted to a gay dating website. So they were linked. Whoever scripted this thing linked it. I went, well, that shows me, one thing or two. Anyway, for the profile picture, I put up big hairy Papa Bear, and I used a picture of Jamie Heimerman from Mythbusters. I got 150 replies in 1 week. Anyway, I want to read you all a letter.
I don't know who that is.
Jamie Heimerman from Mythbusters. I guess you have
We don't
to
know
say
who
it
that
first.
is.
I don't know who that is either.
Okay.
And I can't figure out. I can't figure out why you bothered to wait to get 150 replies. Anyhow, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I just thought of that in the last minute. I would have uploaded a picture if I was going to set that up as a joke for real. Anyway, I got a letter here I want to read. It's a letter from Science. Science sent a letter to Religion. It reads thusly. It says, Dear Religion, while you're busy debating what chicken sandwiches were okay to eat this week, I just landed a robot on Mars. Yours sincerely, Science. So there. Yeah. Did you hear that Chick-fil-A thing that's been going on this week? Oh, that was a lot of nonsense. Anyway, and there was something I want to talk about. We were talking about the coverage from the Olympics. A lot of people were getting into trouble. Ah! I crashed! I'm going to have to sign back in. Sorry, I don't know why that happened.
Your voice is still here.
No, you're still here.
Not now.
Nope. He's signing back in.
He was here.
Orchid, would you like to do an imitation of you yelling at the people at the hotel? I would like to hear that.
What are you thinking?
Oh, I love that one.
Somebody sent me another one to read. I don't. It's pretty long though. Maybe next time. I don't know if they want me to read
better
it
wait
out
till
here or
next
not.
time. Better wait.
Okay.
What?
I gotta read it. I gotta read it a couple times anyhow. So.
Yeah, you're going to have to read it because otherwise, if you don't read it over, you'll burst out laughing in the middle.
Who are we talking about?
I did with the last one.
What happened to CatBoy? Did CatBoy disappear?
He crashed.
CatBoy is
crashed.
returning.
Alright, he's on his way back. Alright. So, yep. So anyhow, you know,
That's our mantra, crash, relog.
yeah, well, yeah, it's really great, especially when they make you go to like like one of these, what do they call them? Those little spots where there are people that you don't recognize that are brand new with the name Resident.
Oh, the hub?
Very good. You've been there.
I've been to the
Yeah. There's a Second Life suicide hotline, by the way. Yeah. It has auto response. Don't you love somebody has auto response in Second Life? They respond before you even start to type. You got to wonder what the hell that is. I'm going to do that to somebody when I see them come on. Instead of say, "I'm sorry, I'm really busy. Thank you so much." Before they even send you a message.
CatBoy is back.
Who is feeding food? Yeah.
That's CatBoy.
All right, go ahead. And
Don't know what the heck
and
happened there,
Maud,
just boom.
you're getting a lot of weird feedback from your mics, so you're going to have to turn it off when somebody's performing, okay?
All right.
Okay.
Anyway, I don't
Go
know
ahead.
what the heck happened there. I was talking about the Olympics. Remember
That was
some guy on
God.
Twitter?
That was God. That's what happened to you. Do it again. See what happens, okay?
All right. God is watching.
Start fucking around with Christian Mingle and see what happens to you.
Well, I'm about to rip on NBC. That could be almost as bad. Everyone's angry with NBC, the Olympic coverage. They're actually, what I hear, if you live in the States, they're blocking Olympic coverage. If you try going to any website over the world that's trying to cover it or whatever, they won't let you access it, trying to force you.
Yes, they will. Try the New York Times.
Yeah? Okay. But somebody got kicked off because they mentioned this guy's private email. Private. Very, very quote-unquote private email. His name's Gary Zenkel. This guy right here. And the default email address for all several 100 million employees, whoever the hell works at NBC, everybody knows is this. So take a wild guess what his email address is. I just typed it out.
Zenko at NBC.
Yeah, bingo. That's it. That's his private email that everybody made just a great big flipping deal over. I didn't see what the point of that is. But the Olympics, what a clusterfuck this year. People are getting thrown out for Twitter comments. Officiating is making huge mistakes all over. There was one that happened with Canada and soccer lately. People are getting disqualified for deliberately throwing matches. Did you see the badminton event? Yep. Three teams got disqualified. South Korea, one of the China teams, and Indonesia. They were all deliberately trying to throw their matches because they didn't want to go up against the very powerful Chinese team. The officials said these women were a disgrace to the noble sport that has made grown men look like ridiculous little prancing Nancy's since the mid-18th century. Oh, you want badminton to be taken seriously? Okay, shuttlecock. Shuttlecock. Try taking that seriously. It's like, just say the word. That brings up the left. All right. Remember a while ago, I don't know if you remember this. I think I made a joke about this about 4 or 5 months ago, but Olympic officials said they were only going to allow women boxers in the Olympics if they wore skirts. So they can only wear skirts. So why? Why do they have to wear skirts? Because the referees would not be able to tell them apart from men. Maybe we should have been listening to those officials, because apparently these referees really are that blind. Because 3 of them got kicked out. Yeah, 3 of them got kicked out recently. One of them, he disqualified one of the boxers for clinching, and it happened in less than a minute. Like they were only 1 minute into the fight. He brought the fight to edge and said, "Disqualified. You're not releasing when I tell you to." Out of response to that, one of the boxers, one from Angola, refused to fight, and he said, "Look, if we're going to get disqualified for clinching, I'm liable to get hit out there." Okay, another thing that's been going on. Piers Morgan. Oh, God, I can't stand this man. Piers Morgan has been bitching and moaning that no one in Team Britain is singing the national anthem. Said, they're not singing. They got to go out there. They got to sing it. It's like, will somebody please tell Piers Morgan this is the Olympics, not Britain's Got Talent? These people spend a lifetime making themselves the most finely honed physical athletes in the history of the world. You expect them to sing and God Save the Queen in front of 1 billion people on top of everything else? Well, so they better be brilliant too, or it's a flogging for the lot of them. And if you sing the Sex Pistols version, you'll be locked up in a London Tower to get your head cut off. Please, can we please just save the singing for the fat lady that's standing in front of the orchestra pit? Oh, I'm sorry, that's Elton John. Sorry. Elton John.
Oh, I love Elton John.
I know, I love Elton John.
I love Elton
He's my
John.
darling.
Stop
He's my
that.
darling. Yes. But he's so easy to pick on, isn't he? Just kind of. Anyway. Okay, another bunch of athletes having trouble. Did you see the video? This just came out today. A poor diver had worse luck. His name's Stephen Feck. Everyone's making fun of him because this one tiny little slip-up happened, and it totally threw off his dive, and it looked like something. It looked like a Wile E. Coyote falling off a cliff. All that happened was, yeah, he did the tuck thing, and one of his legs slipped out of his grip, and it caused him to just do a belly flop on the way into the water. Now, one thing really a lot of people don't understand is, in Olympic events, it's all or nothing. Like weightlifting, you either got to lift the biggest barbell in the world over your head, or you lose. You're going to crash and look stupid. And I got to say, diving is pretty much that bipolar. If it goes right, you're going to look more awesome than a Chinese circus performer. If it goes wrong, you might as well be a drunken frat boy that's cannonballing into a hot tub full of naked girls and beer. Now, if it was me, and I was in that event, like if I was diving and I knew that I just had no chance of winning, like what's their scale, like an 8? So if everyone's getting like a 7.5 or an 8.0 and there's half a dozen people scoring that and I'm struggling with a 5 or 6, I would say screw it. I would steal a towel from someone and just tie it around my neck, like, you know, when you were a kid and you used to pretend that you were a superhero, and I would just totally Mighty Mouse my way off of that diving board, just go, just cannonball right in there. I'm going to lose the event, but you know who's going to get more hits on YouTube? Steven Fett, that's who. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Anyway.
That was Mighty Mouse, wasn't it?
Yeah. The British are a little bit out of sorts. I really wish Queen was here, because she probably would give some insight on this, is that the British are really, like, it feels like the universe is out of sorts because they're winning. They're winning a lot of events. They got 48 medals. The last record was 47 at the end of the Olympics. We're only a little more than halfway through. They got 48, and it feels like they have a Scotsman who won a gold medal for tennis. Tennis, Scotsman. By the way, if you want to know how much out of the universe's order this goes, Monty Python did an entire sketch based on how awful the Scots are at tennis. If you don't believe me, go look it up. It's on YouTube.
I remember
I would
it.
have to say that, yeah, somebody called Doctor Who because the universe has just been flipped over on its head. And that's my routine for tonight.
Wow, bravo, bravo.
Hey, that was
That's
good.
great. Just so you know, I need you to know this, CatBoy. If you go to this site, you can see all the results now if you want. I can tell you who won beach volleyball. That's called the London Olympic site. That's the regular site for the London Olympics. All right.
The one thing I hate about the beach volleyball is it's colder than a bitch out there, and all the girls.
How do you
are
know?
all
You're
wearing
watching it in a warm room with your air conditioner on. How do you know it's cold?
Because the girls are wearing these great. They're wearing these
How do you know?
bodysuits. Yeah, and their nipples are sticking
You can see the
through
nipples.
like
You can't see their
posts.
nipples. They got on these. Yeah, and you can't tell, but the bras they're wearing, you know, are unbelievable. I mean, when you got to slam a 36 double C into a 36A, it's a bitch. Is it? What? Nobody got a double C. That was a bad joke, and nobody even got it. That's how many of you are really girls here? None of you. All right. So.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah. Sure. That voice morphing's working great, isn't it? Hey, come on, Eva, get up here and set up. You're all set up before the show. There we go. Get up here. We'll just chat away while you're getting set up. And, yep. How many of you know how much money you've spent in Second Life, okay?
Oh, God. Don't even want to guess.
Yeah.
I hear on a pack of cigarettes they're going to say now, this costs less than Second Life.
I just bought an AO today for and I spent about 5,000 linden on it, stuffing it full of animations and whatnot.
Isn't it sad? You know, somebody
sees all CatBoy when you were.
I got to get to work early.
No, I had to use.
Okay.
I've been using it.
Take care. Good to see you.
My joke, so.
Take care. Have a nice evening.
Yeah,
I had to gesture one of my jokes, so I had to turn it off.
I'll try to find more material to read next week.
Sure. So, and J Wheels, just let us know when everything's all set up and running, okay? Is J Wheels still here? No.
Will do. Yes, ma'am.
He's here.
Okay, that's good. Yeah. Yeah, my son looked into Second Life and once asked, who's that? You know, he was looking at me. I asked if he meant the one with the small tits. He said yes, to which I replied, Luke, I am your father.
Okay, I'm taking off. You guys have a good one.
All right, bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
See you next time.
Yep,
Same bat
next
channel,
time.
Same that time.
You got it. Come back soon. Yeah, my friend once told somebody that was terrible. He went, oh, who are we feeding through here again? Okay, somebody.
It's not that bad.
Okay, it's not that good either. Okay. Man, I never know. I mean, I don't know. So just let us know when things are going.